Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome. Want to talk about how we approach life, how we value our precious little ones, and how you can enjoy life with gusto every day. So come on. What's stopping you? Laugh a little, dance a little, sing a little. Live life to the fullest. Enjoy and come on along. We'll have some fun and some side trips. And I'm sure I might even talk about the subject that I thought I would talk about. So that was a little bit of jazz. I like jazz. I don't listen to it every day. You know, I like jazz. That's a trio, which is um, piano, drums, and a bass. And this particular trio, um, Kenny Barron Trio. The bass is the classic bass violin, otherwise known as a cello, otherwise called just bass, the bass. It's good. Good jazz trio. It's good. I also like symphonic music, from the vivacious power of Tchaikovsky to the subtle Vivaldi and Brahms and amazing different things. Beethoven can be bombastic and soothing. Mozart. There's a lot of exciting there, but I don't listen to symphony music all day long. I like great old American rock and roll. How about its roots? How about tribal music from Africa and from North America? And, that's good stuff. And how about when Ireland and England was tribal? The Celtic music. Yes, love it. Boy, I play some instruments. I play harmonica and piano and the harp and the tin whistle and a bamboo flute, which is sort of like a whistle. Um, just try different things. It's good. Change is good. Growth is essential. And let's get to it. Today is Friday, the 20th of May, 2022. There's a lot of twos going on there. I'll leave you to figure out if that has some intense meaning or not. And so receive, live, commit. It's a great word. Look that word up, folks. Commit to this blessing of life's adventures with excitement, wide-eyed wonder, and limitless love. Never forget to seek the truth. Excuse me. Don't forget to seek the truth, growth, nor lose that. What's that? The what's that mentality. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cough. Let me pause this a minute. Pretty much everybody in this, the awareness movement, the truth movement, the Great Awakening movement, knows, you've seen this, the center of this all is, of course, God and goodly godliness and our precious little children. Their lust for our children really started the ball moving for the fall of the cabal. And then our love for our precious little kids is sort of like the glue that's gathered us together and kept us more than the majority of the time, is what I'm trying to say. We've been unified around that banner of it's for the kids. We're going to do this for the future generations, in the right way, not the twisted woke crap that they try to shove down our throats, because they know we care about the kids. So every time they try to push through their Marxist agenda, so you have to be careful of that. They play the fear porn with the little, we're going to do this handout for the little kids and this handout for the little kids. And before you know it, you're not a free country because you're giving out all the handouts. You can't do that. And remain free. You can't be on the receiving end of that and be free for long. Temporarily in an emergency, okay, it's okay to get help. Most of us have had to do that once or twice, or and then you move on, and you also help others as much as you can. Even if you need to get help, you can help others. Come on, don't be stingy. But so yeah, when I was a little kid, I used to say, "What's that? What's that?" I've talked about this before, a long time ago, in some of the older videos. I think this one's 83. Video 83. How about that? I think so. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Approaching the blessings of life. Something like that. That sounds good. So yeah, so the keep that don't lose it, that what's that mentality. And I'll tell you where I got that from. For we must seek our Papa's kingdom as a little child, or by no means enter it. Now, seldom did Jesus the Christ get angry, but when he realized his disciples were rebuking those who had brought their little ones for a blessing, they wanted Jesus to touch, just on the head. You just bless them, touch them on the head, bless them. Don't sniff them, Joe. Don't sniff them. That's the perversion. But when he found out they were rebuking these parents who had brought their precious little ones, he was greatly displeased. I think that's what we would call pissed off. And Jesus didn't do that much, but you don't keep the children from him. He said to them, "Let the little children come to me, and do not forbid them." And if you want to double check it and read a really great section, Mark chapter 10, read the whole thing. This particular scene is in like Mark chapter 10, verses 14 to 15. And I'm also going to get into 16 here as I keep going, if I remember right. What did I? Yeah. So I'd say we should be very kind, patient, and loving to our precious little ones. And we have been, and that's why it's like a center, because God puts this in us, to protect these little ones, even the ones who are not in our direct line in our family. We're all brothers and sisters, so we're all uncles and aunties to these precious little ones. That's why it's in there. More to come. Remember that the creator of all things tends to see us as his little kids quite often. You know, how you look at like a little toddler learning things. They fall down, they get up. You don't sit them down and say, "Oh, you fell down, you hurt your arm. Never try to walk again." No, you encourage them to keep growing. And likewise, God encourages us. And to grow, you have to change. So get rid of that stupid, and I'm sorry, but it's stupid to be afraid of change. You should embrace it and be part of it. Then, after Jesus said that about the little ones, picture this. He took them up in his arms, laid his hands on them, and blessed them, which is what the parents had brought them there in the first place for. And he was always blessing all of us. But in particular, he said, don't turn these little ones away. See, they're rambunctious. They don't pay attention. They don't follow the rules. That is Mark 10:16. Okay, so it's flowing through there. And you need to read the other passages on each side of this to realize why this was even brought up, because it connects. You can't just pull one little sentence out and say, this explains everything. Then you're lacking a lot of the information. You're ignorant. And if you don't know the other information that he was telling us about. This is a great place to find ourselves. All of us need to be in his arms, in the all-powerful healing arms, presence of our Heavenly Papa. See, everything Jesus was doing was walking out what the Creator of all things, our Heavenly Papa, is teaching us about. And the Word is alive, just like Jesus is alive. He ascended. Dozens and dozens of people saw him ascend. They made a point of it. They died defending that they indeed had seen him, with holes in his hands, and the side of his chest where the spear had gone in. They saw these things and they were astounded. And when they were being tortured and put to death, the followers who saw this, every disciple ended up having a very nasty death, except John, who was, put off on like a prison colony or island. But he's the only one that died of old age. Okay, and a lot of them could have, just by denying any of these stories and denying the godhood of Jesus, a lot of them would have been let free. So if you need to really think about this. If you've made up a story to try to get whatever it was that they would have gotten, maybe fame and respect, oh, if they made up these stories about this guy, and I don't know how you do it, because hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands and thousands of people saw all the healings and the teachings and the things that no one had ever seen before. How would you fake all that? I don't know. But why would you defend that if you knew it was lies and your life was on the line? You wouldn't. But they died defending, because it was the truth, and it set them free. And Holy Spirit by then was living inside them. So it's important to realize that they were trying to stomp it out. like the authorities, the Romans, the Pharisees, the easy for me to say, Sanhedrin, the council of the priests of the Israelites. And so, these were challenging their authority, and they just were afraid of the message. Jesus said, each of us is the priest. Well, there goes the priesthood, right? We have a direct line with our Father, and He wants to develop that with us. And Jesus is our greatest defender in third heaven. Because you know what? Satan isn't in hell. Satan's in charge of this realm for a little bit longer. And his minions live in the second heaven. That's spiritual. And he can go to heaven. It's God and Satan have discussions because God is Satan's dad too. Or at least when he was Lucifer, the angel. He was the first angel, I believe. And he talks with them. This is biblical. I'm not making this stuff up. It's surprising. Job, they had a discussion over Job. Go back and read that. You'll see it. He's talking to him. So he was always going, running us down, talking bad about us. Now Jesus is on the right side. Jesus is over here saying about all the good things about us because God came down and lived as a man. That's Jesus. And to counteract, I'm getting this wrong. Only from the side because I'm looking in the mirror basically, right? Okay. So Jesus is on the right side, and that's very important because that's where your creativity is. That's where your love is. That's where your compassion is. That's not an accident that Jesus is sitting on God's right side. And so Satan is left side. The minions are left side. The cabal is left side. Because that is fear. Just reason, just the facts, ma'am. Just, no creativity. That's why they steal from us. They have to steal from the other side. And it doesn't last long. It's being exposed now because they did what they did to the little precious little ones. And if each one of us is precious, imagine how precious our little precious ones are. Talk about the apples of God's eye. So I'm going to get going and download this. And you guys have a great day. Just remember how loved you are and that, you can get a nice, warming, healing Jesus squeeze. Just ask. It's incredible. I got one when I was really down a couple years ago. Felt really lost. Maybe felt a little too sorry for myself, but hey, I'm not perfect. I get hit with these waves of the old dead Andrew that has to get buried better. I have to throw some more soil on top of the old dead guy, and he gave me a hug. It was the most incredible thing I ever felt. So I love you. Folks are great, and you have a wonderful day. and get out and enjoy the wilderness. Observe God, reserve, observe nature and God's nature. Um, let it flow in front of your eyes, through you, around you. Be part of it. We are part of nature. We were made to tend to nature and protect the animals and, utilize them humanely, meaning as sovereign members of mankind. So, I love you. I thank you for watching this. Thank you for all your support. And remember that you are so loved. And I'll see you soon, probably tomorrow.